Good morning. Good morning. Welcome to the Treasure Coast Unitarian Universalist Congregation in Stuart, Florida. Today's January 18th. My name is Judy Clow, and I'm your worship associate this morning. We're a welcoming congregation. We welcome people of all gender identities, ethnicities, ages, and backgrounds, recognizing the inherent worth and dignity of every person. We're also on YouTube. Good morning, those of you on YouTube. To get on our email list or to find out more about us, go to tcuuc.org. Check the email link to get onto our Friday online newsletter. At this time, please put your cell phones in worshipful mode, as one of our favorite people mentioned years ago. If there's anyone visiting for the first time or even the second time and you wish to introduce yourselves, come up to the microphone here so those of us on YouTube can hear, or snowbirds that are returning that we haven't seen yet this year. Come on up.
Hi, I'm Bruce Sable, visiting from the Vero Beach Fellowship, UU Fellowship, with my friend Eb Holt.
He refuses to come up himself, I take it. Ed is refusing to come up himself? Eb.
I don't think she's a visitor.
Oh,
Okay,
okay.
welcome.
Good morning, I'm Brad Donaldson. I'm visiting from Arizona with my wife Cindy, who you may have seen before. We're visiting our parents, Jerry and Janet Rader.
Welcome back. This morning, I'm proud to be wearing the new green t-shirt. Yellow, green, neon green, whatever you choose to call it. Spin around. Yeah, look at the back.
I can't see you. Go away. Come over here where you're behind the lectern. We can't see you.
Don't encourage her, don't encourage
Okay. Yeah, we can't do that. In case you didn't notice, the T's had a misspelling on the front and the back. Our vendor has very graciously remade them, and they're available for pickup today. See Janet Grote, they're in the other room in Heston Hall. He requests, the vendor does, that we return the bad ones. The new ones are in Heston Hall, and there's a basket for the returns. They will be moved after the service, after we leave today, into the greeting area, so if you come during the week, you can pick them up. And the reason I'm wearing this is because tomorrow is Martin Luther King Day. There is a parade. Truman is going to tell us about it.
So finally, Truman done for the social justice team. So we're gonna walk with others tomorrow in the parade, and we actually will identify ourselves. It has the new logo on it and all. And when I first showed it to my partner Kyle, she said, "Why does it have holes in it?" And those are called wind flaps.
Yes.
So that because I've marched with Martin County Dems and carried the banner, they don't have wind flaps. The thing keeps going up in the air, and you spend most of your time holding it down. So theoretically, on a windy day tomorrow, ours will be steady. So, the idea is to, you go, the gathering place is right beside Stewart Middle School on Georgia Avenue at East Ocean. The parking is tight. If you find something on, you come down East Ocean a couple blocks away and you're willing to walk, do it. Another strategy might be to, as we put the route in the update, park about halfway between Stewart Middle and Guy Davis Park. You can park anywhere in MLK. You can join anywhere along the route. For those who are concerned about the amount of walking, it's only 0.7 of a mile and we walk at a very slow pace because the whole thing just, it's not a big parade, but it's slow and stops and starts to walk the 0.7. Like I'm just going to park at Guy Davis Park because there's plenty of parking. Walk back and then walk again. But we can also, if my car's at Guy Davis, I'm willing to take 4 or 5 people back to their car. So the big concern is parking. You'll just have to work with it. The other thing, John suggested that those who are walking or plan to walk at coffee hour today will huddle up and see if anybody wants to carpool. But like I said, my car will be at Guy Davis, so people who are there and want to ride back, I'll be happy to bring them back to wherever the cars are. So, thank you.
Thanks, Truman. What, 10:15 you said? Is that the time? Yes. Okay. All right, couple more announcements. Most people know there's a box out there for House of Hope donations of non-perishable food. So now here's a reminder. Something such as the soup. In addition, do not forget to sign up to help with coffee hour. Either bring something in or sign up to help do some cleanup afterwards. And this is a busy week. We also have our brown bag lunch at Poppleton Creek Park this week because it's the 3rd week. It's the brown bag lunch. Meet at noon. Poppleton Creek Park is right down the street. And we'll have coffee hour and cookies afterwards. Thank you for the, yes, Shri. Shari, okay.
Good morning, everyone. I would just like to remind you, we have our coffee hour, and it's a wonderful time to talk and build this community. But we need not just setup, we need cleanup. And our biggest challenge is that when people are ready to finish with their coffee, everybody goes. And it leaves either Joanne or Margarita or someone. I'm trying to balance a few responsibilities here, and so we really need help, both setting up, but most specifically cleaning up. And we so appreciate any time you can give us. Thank you so much.
Okay, thank you, Shari. Yes? Please. Joanne.
Clarification, please.
The mic.
Sorry. I love it that people bring stuff, but the request is if you bring something, bring it on your tray, ready to just go on the table, and all we would need to provide is a serving spoon and plates and napkins. If you have to come in the kitchen and just leave it there, there's no way I can get done. You can see I was late this morning, and that's what was going on. So again, if you're bringing something, thank you, but bring it ready to go. No stove, no anything, just plop it down on the table. So the kind of food you bring would probably dictate something along those lines. Is that everybody, did I explain that? Yeah. Thank you
Yes.
so much.
Yes, good. Okay, so thanks to those, since we're thanking everybody, we'll thank the hospitality team first, which is Shari, Joanne, Jackie, and I don't know if Florence is here today. Our music, we have Sandy Craig on piano and the TCUUC choir. John Morn is on guitar today, and David Tanner will also be with him. Our greeters were Janet Grote, and let's see, was Judith Watton, David Gray. Our ushers today, oh, so we could use one more usher, I think. Our tech elf is Karina Poloni. Thank you so much for always being there, Karina. And our backup, Alistair Forrester. Bob, our favorite minister, is right here in the pulpit today. Yay. So it is time for the prelude. Thank you, Sandy. That was lovely. This morning, our chalice lighting words are in honor of Dr. Martin Luther King, Jr. Here are his words. Darkness cannot drive out darkness. Only light can do that. Hate cannot drive out hate. Only love can do that. I'm pleased to be part of the service to honor Dr. Martin Luther King, Jr. today. I was in high school in the early 60s when he was a towering figure. The New Jersey town where my family lived was completely segregated at that time. No African Americans were able to buy a home or even to rent an apartment there. Most Jewish people were not welcome either. My family had been attending a congregational church for a number of years when our minister opened the doors of the church to all people. African Americans from a nearby town began to attend, causing a backlash from some local townfolk. Our minister received anonymous menacing phone calls, and even his young daughter was threatened. Then one Sunday morning, church members arrived to see hate slogans spray painted on the concrete steps leading up to the building. It was shocking to see such a display of anger and hate. The racism in my town was no longer hidden. My family continued to pick up a young African American student for church services when she needed a ride. But every one of us in the congregation was more alert to the freedom marches, the lunch counter sit-ins, and the words of Dr. Martin Luther King in support of nonviolence. Darkness cannot drive out darkness. Only light can do that. Hate cannot drive out hate. Only love can do that. Our first hymn is number 30, Over My Head. John Morn on guitar, and David is singing? Maybe? Okay, you and your guitar and the rest of us. Number 30. And if you enjoyed that, come next week. John will be doing more music next week. Let us recite our affirmation, speaking the first verse and singing the second. Love is the spirit of this church, and service is its law. This is our great covenant, to dwell together in peace, to seek the truth in love, and to help one another. Every tongue.
441, to worship. We'll read this responsively. To worship is to stand in awe under a heaven of stars, before a flower, a leaf in sunlight, or a grain of sand. To worship is to be silent, receptive, before a tree astir with the wind and the passing shadow of a cloud. To worship is to work with dedication and with skill. It is to pause from work and listen to a strain of music. To worship is to sing with the singing beauty of the earth. It is to listen through a storm. It is to still the small voice within. Worship is a loneliness seeking communion. It is a thirsty land crying out for rain. Worship is kindred fire within our hearts. It moves through deeds of kindness and through acts of love. Worship is the mystery within us, reaching out to the mystery beyond. It is an inarticulate silence yearning to speak. It is the window of the moment open to the sky of the eternal. And now is our time to share matters of joy or sorrow. We hope you will share yours knowing you are heard and supported. We ask that they be brief and personal and not, announcements. Who has a matter of personal joy or sorrow to share? Well, I'll start out and maybe I'll encourage others. Suzanne Ellis, you've maybe seen in the newsletter online, is in really difficult straits with a cancer she's in stage 4 of. So Suzanne is really struggling, and we hope she'll be back here soon. She's home now after a week or so in Martin North, and we just wish her the best. She's really having a difficult time. Suzanne Ellis. Who else?
Hi, I'm Judy Shaloni. I want to say that I went to a fabulous birthday party for somebody in this room last night, and his whole family was here, and they did wonderful creative things with all of us, and it was a joy. Happy birthday.
Good.
Hi, David Blizzard. I had a nice visit this week from 2 friends that come for a couple days each year, and nothing really much happens. I prepare a meal, they say thank you, we go watch a movie or go for a walk. It was nice, very nice.
Anyone else? And we always move one for folks that we don't say out loud, but we carry in our hearts. Thank you, Judy. The prayer meditation is 510 in the back of the hymnal. It kind of sounds like spring is here, but I love the sound of it, and we all know spring is coming. Listen to it anyway. O Spirit of life and renewal, we have wintered enough, mourned enough, oppressed ourselves enough. Our souls are too long cold and buried, our dreams all but forgotten, our hopes unheard. We are waiting to rise from the dead. In this, the season of steady rebirth, we awaken to the power so abundant, so holy, that returns each year through earth and sky. We will find our hearts again and our good spirits. We will love and believe and give and wonder and feel again the eternal powers. The flow of life moves ever onward through one faithful spring and another, and now another. May we be forever grateful. Hallelujah. Amen. Well, spring is coming. And now moments of silence. Spirit of Life, 123. We hum it once, we sing it once, seated or standing. Now, this is the time where we invite your generosity. We hope you experience it here, and we need to experience yours to keep on. So now I have two ushers about to volunteer. I'm just sure of it. Here we go. Thank you. Thank you. The way it works for me is on Monday, I have a topic and I send it out, and a couple people have to kind of guess at what I'm talking about. So I've asked for a picture that Jenny, who's one of those, had for me Friday morning. She told me that she couldn't quite figure what I had in mind. So would I pick one of these 5 to be on the bulletin cover? And I thought they were so adorable, I wanted to show you all of them before she just put one on. I told her they were all good, and I just picked that one. But look at that on the right. I mean, that top one is just adorable. They're not human faces, but you know they're humans, and most of you have been there one place or the other, at least the one in the middle. Just an adorable picture. And down below, because I know we all like to eat out, that one is pretty eloquent too. The guy at the table is saying the title here. In other words, if that's what I wanted, beliefs for starters would go in there, and the waiter would be taking the order, whatever that might mean. And the other 2, and the one on the bottom, I'm not sure exactly what that means, but it starts with novice, it ends with expert, and I know I'm probably at beginner level by now. But anyway, I just thought you'd like to see those, and maybe you can explain to me later which one I really should have picked. Periodically here, I feel the need to talk about beliefs, religious beliefs. And since many of us started our religious journey in churches, like Roman Catholic and Protestant, which is really a smorgasbord of many, Methodist, Lutheran, Congregationalist, Presbyterian, Episcopalian, there are hundreds of Protestant churches. And since Catholic and Protestant began with creeds and catechisms for us to memorize, for me and for many, it became a lot easier to say what we don't believe than what we do. I always tell people who join the membership here, and we have a date for new members in February, I'm hoping works for those that express an interest. I tell people contemplating membership here, we don't have required beliefs. We don't. Just keep the beliefs that work for you. You don't leave your brains or your beliefs at the door, and work on both here. The principles on the wall and on the bulletin cover back, hopefully, will help us in the belief department. When did you learn that belief in God the Father Almighty, how the Christian creed began, I think, when did you learn that that had anything to do with the value of people who were different from you? Or for that matter, when did you learn that belief in God the Father Almighty had anything to do with the inherent value of you? Or even that you had inherent value? I love the song of the priest, the celebrant, in Bernstein's Mass. Now, if Jackie were here, I were going to quiz her about this. I read somewhere that Bernstein liked Bernstein because there were so many Steens around the boroughs of New York. But when he heard that Arthur Rubinstein was coming to New York, he decided that Stein was an upgrade, and he became Leonard Bernstein. Does anybody know if that's true or not true? Well, all right, take it as true. I just said it. So anyhow, in Bernstein's Mass, the priest, I love the priest singing, I believe in one God. I believe in three. I'll believe in any gods, if any gods there be. And he ends with, who'll believe in me? Belief in deity ought to have a lot to do with the value of people. It ought not to tolerate devaluing or undervaluing anybody. I had 2 conversations with friends recently that got me thinking again about the role of beliefs in our lives. Friends came over on New Year's Eve to have a light meal and drink, check on the patient, and get served by the caretaker. Andy is about my age, a long-term cancer survivor, and a pretty upbeat person. He got into thinking about the new year and mentioned that he remembered getting together with drinking buddies on New Year's Eve in the late 60s in Elmont, Long Island. The backdrop of their chatter in the late 60s was that the fact that a number of the friends were going off to Southeast Asia and not returning from the Vietnam War. So he recalled his buddies that eve saying, you know, the year 2000 is a big deal coming, and how many of us, his buddies then, would see that New Year's Eve? And Andy concluded, and here we are a quarter century later. I suspected his cheerfulness had a longevity component. I think he started out Lutheran, but shed that a long time ago. This is one of my many parentheses during the sermon. Do you remember how you celebrated New Year's Eve before 2000? You remember that, don't you? Lori and I, like a certain inexpensive champagne. Our previous board chair, Bill, used to kid me about my taste in champagne. So for that eve before 2000, I bought Dom Perignon. Back then it was $1.25. We didn't like it. We moved to the backup Andre that was in the refrigerator. Andre had spoiled us. And then, more to my topic, my high school class Zoom somehow got onto the topic of how many deaths we hear about from our classmates. Now, no one mentioned in my class of 62, hey, we are all in our 80s, and that's 10 years over the infamous biblical yardstick, 70. One of our number from my high school is a retired world leader of the Salvation Army. The Salvation Army, I believe, began in England as a conservative breakaway sect of Methodism, which began in England, a breakaway from the Church of England. So my friend, this retired world leader of the army, kept saying, don't worry about dying. When your number's up, your number's up. You die. He said that over and over again. I was surprised to hear such fatalism attached to the Christian faith. Fate, the fates, fatalism, go way back to a mythology of 3 sisters, I think, fate sisters assigning numbers, the end dates to everybody. Now, we have sisters here. Do you guys knit and sit and assign numbers? All right. Hold that thought. My favorite play, you know, is Waiting for Godot. And a fatalism happens on the corner with those two guys. One of them keeps saying, nothing to be done, nothing to be done. Reminding me, my grandmother used to say a lot, the good die young. I wasn't aware of any young person dying bringing that up, and she didn't connect that favorite of hers, the good die young, with her constant encouragement to us, the gremlins in her unvolunteered daycare, be good. Fate and fatalism run deep in humankind. But for the life of me or my brain, I can't see them connecting to Christian faith, or to UU faith for that matter. As long as we are breathing, the issue is, what habits keep us healthy, and what habits keep us anything but? We aren't powerless over the day we die, and if we think we are, then we probably are. My buddy Bill from high school, who went on to be 4-star generalissimo status, I'm sure he gave many sermons on being saved, but I doubt any on your number being up. Let's see, you're probably wondering, what was the topic again? What do beliefs do for us? My hidden topic is, what should they do for us? I believe they are supposed to get us started on the meaning of our lives. Why it is good to have this span of decades to make our lives matter, so we don't end up on a corner scratching our heads and concluding, nothing to be done. Now, one of the books I read early and assigned a biblical importance to without knowing it was Erik Erikson's Childhood and Society. I know a number of you studied it also because you were in a field that surely required it. The main thing I remember about Erikson's stages of life were the first stage. We all begin with the same need, acceptance, welcome. That's the UU word for it, welcome. When we got that initial message with the slap on our cute, tiny butts, we didn't realize that was the world welcoming us, being sure we entered breathing. A number of you have told me that you are here and not there where you started in religion because you did feel a slap and it didn't feel like welcome. And we have learned that the world is a big place, and we've got to try to understand, live near, and respect people who don't look or love or believe like us. Beliefs for Christians in the early centuries were the way to get Christians to stop fighting over the wording of beliefs. Believers kept coming up with words more to their liking, and it was often trying to explain the relationship between the persons of the Trinity. You probably aren't losing any sleep about such weighty matters, but many in the early churches actually lost their lives over wrong answer. Here's one that I couldn't understand and can't forget. P.S. Before I lead you into darkness here, in my seminary search back in the 60s, I learned there were 4 or 5 top seminaries in the U.S. I believe they were Harvard, Yale, Union, part of Columbia, and the University of Chicago, and I think Princeton. We have theological degrees here from 3 of those, So whoever can explain the following mystery gets a candy bar. It got soft. It won't break a tooth. Here's the mystery. Remember, may this motivate you. Is the relationship between the Father and the Son of the Trinity best explained by the Greek word homoousios or the Greek word homoousios? One means the same substance as, and the other means like, but not of the same substance. Now think about that, and I'll move on. So historically, that's how beliefs got worded, to get agreement and to end fight.